Today's video is brought to you by no one. So I guess it's up to you to help support the channel by clicking like, share, and subscribe and doing all the things.
Okay guys, you're gonna have to ride right there today behind my steering wheel. Last night when we were watching Don Mazzetti after the gym, my brother accidentally broke my thing on my mirror that holds my phone. So until I can get that replaced, our car chats are gonna have to be from behind the steering wheel. What did you think about the change in weather today? It's all beautiful and peaceful, and it's like a little bit rainy out, but kind of like a misty fog. It's probably like in the mid 40s right now, but like a warm mid 40s, I guess. And calm and humid and peaceful, and I just really do like that. Especially after last night, the wind where we're at too is really corridor for it. It was horrible. Kept me up half the night. It was just real windy. I don't know how much of the chicken saga I told you guys. I believe I told you the neighbor's dog got in and killed my two chickens, my two absolute favorite chickens. I was just looking at it because I write weird stuff down in my calendar. It was right before we moved, like maybe the same day or the day before. I woke up and found another one of my chickens dead, and I don't know why. She was just dead. So that was a super big bummer to me, because we all know how much I love my chickens. And I had to sign this thing in my lease that said that I wouldn't get more chickens if those ones died. What I'm getting at is, I need my sunglasses that don't match my outfit. I need to fix my black sunglasses is what I need to do. This might be a rough, bumpy ride. We'll figure out what we gotta figure out. The gal that I work with, she has lots of chickens. She had texted me after the dog had gotten in and killed my first two chickens. And she said, you know, my husband and I have been talking and we want to give you a few chickens. And I was like, oh, I'm so thankful for that, you know, but I can't have more chickens where I'm at. So thank you, but no thank you. She had some Rhode Island Reds from the year before that were supposed to be Golden Comets, but she thinks they just like got packed. So she had these Rhode Island Reds, which by the way are very flighty, goofy, dang chickens. Oh my goodness. And of course, I raised my chickens half like pets, and she raises her chickens like livestock. So I moved, and right away she was like, so you can have more chickens now? Oh, no, back up just like a minute. We all know about the chain link enclosure that it was just like an outdoor dog kennel that I'd been keeping my chickens in. So you should go back and watch the video where Yolandi, my favorite chicken, escaped. So I stopped like letting the chickens out to free range in the evenings. So then they never got to do that again. And then when we moved, because of the dynamic of that whole situation, they had to be in this corner of the yard that was like exposed to all the elements and exposed to a dang bird dog and all this stuff. Well, we move all the chain link and the chicken house and everything up here. I'm like exhausted from this move. I'm exhausted from every move, and we moved twice this year. The chickens stayed in their coop for a day, and it was September, so it was pretty hot out, which they were fine. Like that coop is ventilated. They were fine. But he got really mad at me because he doesn't think birds should be caged at all. He was like, you need to free range those chickens. And I was like, I can't. I had this plan where the coop is kind of, I was gonna put that chain link up around it, and I would have been able to give him more room there, and I had a whole plan, and he was like, no, you need to free range them. No, you need to free range them. So then he made the mistake of saying,
coyotes get your chickens. You can have 20 chickens. I don't care if you free range them.
I was like, okay, that's fine. I'll free range the chickens. I don't mind. Okay, well now we're on pavement, so I have to put you down here so I can actually drive and not have dead arms. So, I'm so sorry, you guys. I will get this fixed. So I just immediately, like that morning, opened the coop and let them go, and I said, you watch my chickens today, and you make sure that they're okay. And there was only 3 of them then, because half the flock had gotten murdered. It being like their first day on their own, you know, they're freaked out. It's a new place. That's how chickens are. They're real trepidatious at first. Deer's running across the road. Oh no, antelope. Okay, so they did good. It was fine. So then the next day, I told like Monday and then Tuesday, and then I told my office manager the story on Wednesday.
And I was like, and he said I could have 20 chickens or more if I wanted, so joke's on him, we're having 100.
And she goes, so you could have more chickens, huh? And I said, oh, yeah. She asked how many I could house, and I told her I thought 5 at the most, more, to make 8. Anyway, that weekend, she just gave me 5 chickens. And they were a little overcrowded, and like I said, those Rhode Island Reds are really anxious, nervous chickens. So, anyway, they had like no feathers, and I will try when I'm editing this to actually find a picture of that, because I did take some pictures. They had some feathers but not much, right? So they were like ridiculous looking chickens, but they grew all their feathers back because they got to be free ranged. I have these cedar bushes, I don't know if you saw that, next to my house, and they love to hang out in there, so they had like plenty of space. They were safe. Not that they weren't safe at my office manager's house, they just all lived in like a chicken yard coop area, and I do think she had them overcrowded. So all their feathers have grown back in, and they're real big and healthy, and now they've gotten real friendly, because at first they were not. Blah blah blah, chicken story. And then the other night, okay, I have one chicken from the get-go. When I opened their kennel to introduce them to the rest of my flock and to their new home, 4 of them just like went and assimilated, and one of them ran off into the trees like the other way. Has always been the outlier. So none of the new chickens have a name except for her, and I named her Octavia, and she had like a chewed down comb. She was real big and beefy, and she would not coop up with the chickens at night, but she would get under the coop or just stay in one of the cedar bushes. And the first night, the chickens weren't smart enough. Well, the first couple of nights, it's not that they weren't smart enough, they just hadn't figured out the coop, and my black chicken was kind of territorial about the coop, so she wouldn't let them get in. And so I was having to go out and find chickens and scoop them up and put them in the coop, and Octavia would scream like I've never heard this sound come out of a chicken before, bloody murder at me. So I just let her do her own thing, and she was cooping up, and then I went on a work trip, and my dude was taking care of the chickens, and she wouldn't get in for him, and so she stopped cooping up again. So then Saturday night, the Saturday after Thanksgiving, I had heard this sound right against the house. I don't know how to explain it. It was like a bang and a hiss at the same time. House in the spot where her favorite bush to bed down in was. And Ruger got really mad, and I went and I tried to check it out, and I've never found the chicken. I never found anything out there. I never found any sign of like foul play, no pun intended. The chicken has never shown back up. So I'm down the chicken again. So that's my chicken story, and I am going to stop the video here, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye. I can't see, so, and there's antelope crossing right here, so I have to be careful.